Yo, ice cream guy, what's up? I'm getting all set up here. Chain of Lakes, it's my birthday. Woohoo! Alright. Chain of Lakes' birthday. I like that. Let me turn on my shy pad. Breaker. Breaker 19. Let's find YouTubes. What's up? Woo, we already got 29 in here. Woo, we already got 29 in here. Oh, sorry about the delay. I'll get this fixed in just a second. Woo, we already got 29 in here. Oh, let's get... Yeah, buddy. What's up? Big fan from the UK, Sam Hollywood. Hey, Sam Hollywood. What's happening? Yeah. Oh, we're getting her today. We're going to get her good. Saw a Reefer and Company installed R22 walk-in cooler on new construction store today. Where was that at? Come on, R22. Oh, we got Rose City Refrigeration, Portland, Oregon. Travis Coe, what's up? Greetings from Yuma, Arizona. Joe Tech, what's up, Joe? Pound that like button, Chain of Lakes. Attaboy. That's what she said. Baltimore, Maryland, G, B, J, refrigeration in the house. My daughter's in Baltimore. She goes to Johns Hopkins University. She's graduating this year. Pretty quick here. Case Mechanical Services is in the house. Okay, that's the dirty history. What's up, Dave, from Roger Gregory? All right, Rich. What's it? Rich, Ontario, Canada. Steve Longren, Ontario. Man, we got like the UK. We got Canada in the house tonight. Well, it's early here. It's a shitty rainy day. We had an early start at the day job for a science building shutdown. So we got off at probably like 2:15. We got out of work today on West Coast time. So that would have been 5:15 on the East Coast, and it's just rainy and crappy. I'm kind of in between gigs right now on the NorCals. I got a couple of condensing units I need to install that I will video for you guys, and I got these evaporator fan motors. You ever see the old Hussmann evaporator fan motors that had the triangular base on the low profile coils, and it had like a triangular motor mount that attaches to the motor. So when you get the replacement motors, you got to buy the motor and then the adapter kit, and it bolts on, and then it goes up into the evaporator fan. I'll film that for you guys too. I was hoping those were going to show up by tomorrow so I could do it this weekend. We'll see. And Harding Heating and Air, Baltimore, Maryland. Harry Harding, what's up? Twisted Candle Company, what's going on? Yeah, my TXV froze up. We're back. We're back. Every time the phone rings, it freezes up the live feed. I swear to God. If you guys really want to sabo it, just call my phone. That'd be hilarious. Definitely the TXV. Moisture in the system. Yeah, multiple offender. No doubt about it. Yeah, so it's a crappy rainy day today. And it's actually been a slow week for NorCal. Been kind of nice, actually. Wouldn't be a NorCal live stream without it freezing. That is very, very true. Very true. What's the number? Twisted candle. Yeah, that's killing me. Hey, my coworker today, dude, it's so funny. We're up on the roof, changing out a shit ton of filters. And he's all, hey, I'm going to go over to the drain and get rid of some hot dog water. I'd never heard that one before. I was dying. I'm going to go get rid of some hot dog water. Let's get the show started. Let's see how this works out. Oh, yeah. Listen to how pro this is. Coming to you live, the NorCal Dave live stream.
When you get that call late Friday night, when you're headed out on the road,
NorCal
you got a long drive, so your mind is thinking, oh man, oh no. You gauge up on the system and you got low suction and you don't know what to do. Then you go inside the box and you take a look and it's
you know who.
Got iced up
coilotitis, baby. Iced up coilotitis to start our Thursday night. We're one day away from Friday, so that's a good thing. I think that's pretty happening. Let me get caught up on here. So, dropping the beats. Oh, man. What did you guys all get into this week? I got into, low water cutoffs, the McDonnell Miller low water cutoffs on the boilers, changed those out. Some exhaust fan motors. One pump seal, another pump seal. Let's see, what else? Oh, I did have to go pull that evaporator fan motor out of that walk-in cooler to get the motors, the replacement motors, matched up right. The parts house was not having any luck with me telling them what I was looking at over the telephone or in the email. But we got it figured out. Those guys are really good. And I'm just waiting to do that. And let's see, we can chat about, I got the GoPro 9. I don't know if you guys have seen a few of the videos. I still think for just ease of filming and uploading and editing, nothing's easier than shooting with your iPhone. If you guys are going to get into this or do other stuff or post up stuff, the iPhone is so simple. It films great in low light. You can change your camera settings on your iPhone, but I did get the GoPro because I do like it for when I'm putting around on the motorcycle and making motorcycle videos, because I still like doing that. I thought the little video I made going out to Sturgis and back was pretty funny. If you haven't seen that one, it's on my channel. It's called Rocket Pop, a motorcycle adventure. And there's a lot of funny crap in there. I did a lot of funny stuff. Me and my buddy Drew got to ride out and meet up with a couple guys. Let's see. They both have YouTube channels. You can check them out. They're pretty good. One's Bearded Bobber, and the other one is Meatball Rebel. Great guys to go out and ride with. Had a good time. Bunch of shenanigans and stuff. You know how it is when you're on the road. You're having fun. And in my video, I was having all kinds of fun. And that was filmed mostly on the iPhone. And then the little ride shots are with the GoPro stuffed in my helmet. I have this little alligator clip that goes in the helmet and feels. But I did get the GoPro 9, and I've been posting up videos on YouTube on it. And in low light, it's terrible. So if I'm going to use it some more where I could put on like the head camera to get you guys longer videos, I got to come up with a lighting system. And I have a couple ideas for it, and I got some things that might work to make it look better. But the stabilization, what I was trying to get to, I was losing my train of thought there. The stabilization on that GoPro 9 is stupid. And if you film in linear, so it's not wide angle, when you film in wide angle on the GoPros, you get that fish-eyed look. But if you film it in linear, where the picture's like this and it doesn't show as much, it also has, the GoPro 9 has horizon stabilization. So you can move the camera upside down, it'll keep the horizon the right side up. And when you're walking and moving and crap, and it'll make it look a lot nicer. is a feature it has that's really cool. As far as downloading stuff, I'm still editing and posting my videos from my iPhone. So even if I use the GoPro, and this is how easy it is for you guys, you can download through the GoPro app. I can download the videos onto my phone, and then on my phone I'll do all my editing. And I've done it for so long on the iPhone, I think I can make videos on the iPhone if I really wanted to take my time and get all artsy fartsy with it, which I don't. Probably as good as you could on a computer. I've been playing with it for that long. And you could bring in all that, uncopyrighted, crappy music you got to throw on there for a YouTube video. That's why everybody does it. They do it so we don't get copyrighted strikes. And there's all this killer uncopyrighted music you can use. You can either buy it from places or you can download it. And that's why when you watch YouTube videos, you get all that, chill beats and all that music that goes in there because they're letting you use it for free. So that's why everybody does that. I don't know if you guys were wondering about that or not. Let me get caught up. Bob Marley is behind me. My buddy Louis Zimmerman, he made that out of pastels for me, I think in the Christmas of 1989 or somewhere. He gave me that as a Christmas present. And it's been with me ever since. It's really cool. Great dude. Good. Oh, Mr. Dave. Total Tech. Mr. Dave, how's California treating you? Can't complain. Can't complain. Did you guys all get your Joe Biden money yet? Your Joe Biden stimulus. Actually, he did a cool thing for the working people out there that have been on unemployment, scratching that first 10 grand of unemployment to be non-taxable. That helps a ton. That'll help a lot of people. Let's see. Ever really tried working in the middle of the night and reverse a PT chart? Screws you all up. Sean Mack. Yeah, that would absolutely mess things up. Total Tech, good to hear. Twisted Candles. Oh, yeah. So that was my take on that GoPro 9. Hey, I did score a little scale for the R290. I have yet to test it out. We'll have to play with that. And then I haven't really got a chance to dig in deep on that vacuum gauge from Testo, the wireless probe one I got. I'm waiting to really dig into that thing and see if it's a winner or a loser. My Subco micron gauge is still alive. And I think I bought that in 2003. And it's still going. And then, of course, I think I've told you guys I have the filled piece head micron gauge. It never broke either. So, WD, I got my money, but it went back oh, geez. Come on, WD. Come on. Dave, you got girlfriends in every state. Sean Mack. All my coworkers, my one coworker, he goes, I took my $1,400 and I got new mud tires and bullets. That was funny. Yeah, it goes right to the. Yeah, we could all get vaccinated. We could all go back to the strip club. Michael Costa, NorCal, just bought the DL 489 per year review. You talked me out of the field piece one I had in mind. Hey, I was just talking to somebody about that. Man, mine's still going strong. My DL 429, and it's been a workhorse. I love that meter. Because you get a multimeter, an amp meter, and you get a dual temperature probe with differential in 1 meter for like how much? I don't know how much they're selling that thing for. I think I paid $189 for mine when it came out. It might be cheaper now. Felipe's. I was talking to Felipe about meters. Did you buy the backup meter, Felipe? Felipe was he's texted me a picture of a backup meter at Lowe's. I wonder if he shelled out the cash. Got my stimulus check, tax state return, and my paycheck tomorrow. Good payday this week. GBJ Refrigeration. Yeah. I haven't done my taxes yet, but I usually end up probably scratching a check. So But hey, that's the way it goes. How much is a tank of R449 in California? Let's see. Well, I haven't bought any 449, but I use the 448A. It's about $600. No, not $600. Pardon me. $350 for a 24 pounder. $350 for a 24 pounder. I was thinking $600, but no, it's not that expensive. So so I got the little scale for the R290, but I haven't tried it yet. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it works. I ended up buying that Master Cool one that was only $60. What are you guys using to weigh out your R290? Someone had a great suggestion on there to just buy a letter scale at the what's the name of the Staples, at Staples. But I haven't got one yet. $340 in Houston for $449. Yeah, see, it's the same price for the Mr. Ice. Good answer there. Weed scale would work. Yes. Oh, we got Joe Shayer in here, and he's all, hi. Is Cece the cat making an appearance? Cece uses one for catnip. Yeah, Cece the cat. Cece the cat was showing some new digital gauges last night made by Elitech with a touchscreen. And I noticed a lot of the Elitech stuff, like their scales look just like field piece scales. And I think you can get them for a really low price and they work really well. So I don't know if their gauges are going to be any good. You know, I was looking at those gauges and I was thinking, yeah, $550. But you know what? If you want a killer touchscreen set of gauges, just use your iPad you already have, because most of you already have an iPad. Or you can find a used one for dirt cheap, for reals, and just get a set of probes and the Measure Quick app. And you have the most awesome set of gauges. And I really mean that. That Measure Quick app is ridiculous. Ridiculous. If you have all the probes for it. That's what I think. Do you guys like the Measure? Hey, Joe, do you use the Measure Quick app at all or not? I'm curious. Joe does killer installs. HVAC Survival's in the house. Rick, what's up? Where do I glue the knobs on the iPad? Well, you don't glue the knobs on the iPad. You just put some little T's in your probes and you mess around with it. You know. Apartment maintenance. What do you call them? Waiting for the answer. I must have missed the question. Field piece probes and Measure Quick are awesome. Steve Stone. Yep, that's what I like to use. I do keep my old first generation Testo probes are still alive, and I use them for like my quick checking because I got a couple in my little service bag, the tip over bag. That thing is a tip over machine, dude. God dang. I'd like to punt that thing sometimes. Do you guys ever feel like that? Hey, tip over. It's fourth and long. Boom. But, you know, I spent a bunch of money on it, so I'm not getting rid of it. I'm going to keep that thing. The old tip over. Beer can cold. Hey, sometimes you have to beer can cold it. You never know. Felipe's got the Elitech scale and it rocks. What's the name of your intro song on your YouTube videos? Juanito Vasquez. It's We Love the Lurkers. All my songs are on my Reverb Nation for free. www.reverbnation.com/Rasta1. Free music. Comedy. Steve Stone loves the tippy. Yeah, it's funny. I'd still grab the tippy tip over more than I grab the, what's the other one I have? The Tech MC. It's funny. I bought the tip over to make a lighter bag, right? To go up the roof and to make, quick diagnostics. And then I ended up putting so much crap in that bag. It's just about my starting lineup. And I do love the Velcro flap because, the zippers always break on those freaking bags at some point in time. Oh, man. Tweaker song, Inbound. Felipe got to hear the rough draft of my new song. And, I don't know if it's on the iPad or not. Let's see. I came up with this, rough draft thing. Oh, I think I do have my voice memos on here. You guys are going to laugh your asses off if I could find this. Oh, dude, I don't see it here. This has all the old crap. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. I got to get this thing to talk to my iPhone. It's supposed to all go whoop, 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 and talk to each other. Oh, you silly. I'm coming up with this song from, you know how your buddies send you throughout the day, your buddies will send you like a picture on Instagram. Come on, you guys know what I'm talking about. Where did I put that at? So your buddies will send you a picture on Instagram while you're out working. You're trying to get your work done, your phone's bling, 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 bling. Take a look. And you guys know, Instagram ain't nothing but a bunch of, I don't know how those chicks make money on there, but you know, they're always showing themselves on there, right? So I'm in the process of making this song. I got the basic jingle of the song down, and it's about staring at the camel toe, and you all zoomed in, because you know your buddy sends you the picture on the Instagram, and you see that thing and you zoom right in. You know you do. Come on, don't lie, every one of you. So yeah, it's staring at the camel toe. You all zoomed in. Staring at the camel toe. You all zoomed in. Wow, wow, wow. That's gonna be the next one. I think CC the cat might get a cameo in it. I was hoping CC was gonna get a cameo last night in that refrigeration gauge video, but she didn't. No one's ever happy with their Vitos, always looking for something better. No, CC the cat, the Vito bags are still the best. They're good tool bags. They're expensive, but they're good. Sharky55, what's up, Dave? Just having a little live conversation on a Thursday afternoon. You know, it's rainy. Not a very good day out there. And not really have a lot of topics to talk about. I was just kind of shooting the baloney. Oh, I did get the study guide for the 608 for my 17-year-old. I'm going to have him take the 608, the EPA, and get certified. Because if he's going to help me in the summer, you got to be 608 certified to put the gauges on or be wrenching on this stuff, or you could get in a lot of trouble if there was ever something came up and someone came by, you know what I'm saying? So you got to have your 608 if you're going to be tinkering and trying to put a gauge on a unit. And then I could always send them out to recover a system for me. So he's going to be 17 years old with the 608 before he goes to college. So I thought that was a good idea. So I got the study guide in. I've been reading it over. It's pretty much the same. It doesn't look like much has changed on there since we did it. So, writing up a ton of quotes right now here in rainy Seattle. Loving the live stream. Thanks, Joe B. Yeah, it's rainy here too. That storm is parked off, you guys. We were looking at the satellite today, and it's just sitting there spinning like a hurricane between Portland and Seattle. If you look at the weather map, it's just doing this. Oh. Vito's the best, hand down. Steve Longren. You're correct, Steve. Those Vito tool bags, oh man, they outlast the CLC bags and all those ones. They're expensive, but they're good. CC the cat. I love you, brother. Meow. Meow. CC the cat. Oh, CC. CC the cat. I'm a slow reader. I'm trying to get caught up here. Vito. Oh, yeah. Juanito's correct. Vitos are for super techs. CC the cat. That's right. That's why CC doesn't like Vito bags. CC's not a super tech yet. 608 had changed no more. No more friendly R134A. Yeah. Isn't that funny how, like, when 410 came out and Carrier was calling it Puron, and when 134 came out, it was like, oh, yay! And boy, it didn't take long for things to change. Now it's R290, R600. And they're still trying to come up with a refrigerant for the air conditioners. And I know out here in California, hey, Shannon, what's up? Out here in California, CARB is going to make them switch to something. So it's going to get real interesting. Which is funny. So check it out. So California is going to make all new residential construction go electric heat. I think it's either 2025 or 2027. So they're getting no more gas-fired furnaces because they don't want the emissions going up into the sky. So we're going to stick every house, because, you know, some of the houses on the coastal climate don't have air conditioning. So now every house is going to have refrigerant attached to the house. So I don't understand how that's making things better. You know, crazy. You know, you can't heat more efficient than with gas heating, dude. Natural gas heating or propane, you can heat your house so fast, it's silly. And the amount of electricity used is minuscule compared to a heat pump. And our power grid, you know, you guys all saw what happened in Texas when it got cold there. Our grid already goes out. We have a commercial on the TV now, I shit you not. It's this little girl's voice, and it shows all the landscapes. Hey, California, ready to do your part? Make sure you turn off all your appliances from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. so we can stay green. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, summertime, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., everyone's going to have their air conditioner cranking on high. Come on. The grid's going to crash here. It's going to be epic. It's going to be epic fail. Big time. Oh. Yeah, HVACR videos. His grid sucks down here, too. Yeah, I think the last 3 summers I've had... Going back 3 summers, every summer for 3 summers, we'll get about 2 or 3 weeks where you get 3 days of no power. So everyone has a generator. My generator's sitting right down here. And I put in a transfer switch, and I have a cable I put in for myself. So when the power goes out, I just burn gasoline. And, well, everybody does. The neighbors did it too. So... I'm burning wood in my fireplace right now in Cali. Yeah, Salty Brewer, you'll be able to keep burning wood because it's not new construction. It's going to be new construction, heat pumps only for residential. It's going to be hilarious. My video today was finishing a vacuum and charging a system with a generator. Yeah, love it. Big fan of, oh, here we go. Sam Hollywood, big fan of Dave and Chris to help me through my apprenticeship. Oh, that's great news, man. Great news. How are we going to heat Mars? Yeah, it's pretty cold on Mars. Can I become a choir boy if I smoke and cuss all the time? GBJ Refrigeration. Screw that, GBJ. You need to come to the HVAC Centers. That's where it's at. The HVAC Centers versus the choir boys. Don't burn wood. Mother Earth don't like it. James Brown. Okay, so here's the deal. Up in the Santa Cruz Mountains up here, I got a customer that had a wood burning stove. They put in, when I worked for the mechanical company, we installed a plus 90 day and night furnace, propane furnace. This guy was like a genius mathematical guy. Worked over the hill in the Silicon Valley, some type of engineer. And he got back to us, I think after 2 winters, and it was cheaper for him to heat the house with the wood-burning stove than it was to run the propane all winter. And the guy did the experiment himself on his own house. It gets cold up there. And so his wood burner, he could just keep the wood burner stuffed and going, and it would maintain the house. So I thought that was interesting. But yeah, the grid here, yeah, it's going to be excellently hilarious what's coming. And then at the same time, all the electric cars coming online, it's going to crash and burn. WD, California deserves it. That's what happens when Democrats run our states and cities. Yeah, it's there's no people in the middle is the problem. It's gone so far one-sided, there's no common sense. Let's see. Propane, Dennis Noon, propane ain't cheap. No doubt. The natural gas seems to be pretty damn efficient. These guys, though, that are running this go green thing, they don't want the spent fuel going into the sky. They're more freaked out about that they don't understand. It's going to take so much electricity to heat houses with heat pumps and electric strip heat. And then I don't know about you guys, and I'm just being honest, but the track homes being installed in California are going to have heat pumps. It's going to be epic. Come on. You guys all know the ductwork's too small. The installations, hey, they're going for the lowest bid. I'll just leave it like that because I don't want to sound like I'm talking down on people. There's probably some guys that do track homes that do a great job. But what you normally see, it's probably going to be a real disaster, and then the service guys are going to get to come in and clean house. So it's going to be a boom for the HVAC industry in California. Don't get me wrong. Everyone likes to make a dollar. It's going to be a boom for the service companies coming. Absolute boom. It's going to be a bummer for the homeowners and their bills. Think of what their electric bill is going to be, too. So you go from a gas furnace, you could heat your house all winter for pennies. Now you're going to try and run a heat pump with electric strip heats. And I know those places like people that live out in the Central Valley where it's 100 degrees all summer, their electric bill nowadays can be anywhere between $400 and $600 a month. So now they're going to get that in the winter, too. This is going to get really, really, really good. So, that's what's coming. Danny wants to know, is Newsom getting the boot? I don't know if that guy's getting the boot or not. We'll have to. I'll let you guys know as it goes down. I guess they got enough signatures for a special election, is what they're calling it. And then I think the special election is if they could recall him or not. I keep hearing things that the guy probably won't get booted. Felipe likes Newsom. Look, Newsom is staying. That's Felipe's boy right there, Gavin. Shannon wants to boot him. Yeah, I don't know. That guy, he's greasy, dude. He's a greasy dude for sure. That'll probably get me no views on YouTube if you talk about Newsom, though. So, I don't know. Here's how I did it the last time there was a recall in California. So they recalled Gray Davis, and guess what that was over? That was over electricity. When all the hippies' computers didn't work, and that was their guy. Gray Davis was their guy. He was a Democrat. When all the hippies couldn't fire off their interwebs because the power went through that whole Enron thing or whatever happened in California, they recalled that guy. Well, I voted against it, and this is why. They elected the dude. You got to live with it. And I'll probably do the same thing with Newsom. Hey, they voted for him. I'm not going to recall the guy. You know, I never get anybody to vote for. I'm a no party guy, so I don't ever get a dog in the race. So I'm just going to let him live with it, probably. So we'll see what happens. I did, though. Here's a funny one. You guys are going to die. So when they recalled Gray Davis, you got to go vote, right? And the candidates they had running for governor of California when Schwarzenegger ran was Gary Coleman. Do you guys remember Gary Coleman? What you talking about, Willis? Gary Coleman ran, and then there was this porn star that ran. It was an absolute comical mess. And then Schwarzenegger won. The Terminator. Absolutely hilarious. And then they cannibalized that dude. Oh. I voted against him. Then Joe, CC the cat. Yeah, ask Newsom's, where's the billions he sent to China for masks? Well, you knew that was going to... Dude, there's so much money that changed hand because of the corona thing. It's crazy. Do you have people working for you, or are you a one-man band, Dave? Sam Hollywood. Well, Sam Hollywood, I do NorCal Refrigeration by myself and have a full-time day job at the university. So I go work at the university all day, and then I go play NorCal, and then I mess around on YouTube a little bit, and that's how I do it. What are you going to spend your stimulus on, Mr. Ice? I think the wife already got some tickets to Cozumel. I can't go, though, but she's going to take my son. and some of his friends, and then a couple of the other moms. They're going to have like a little trip. In that same condo we stayed at last year, but I don't have enough vacation time at work. I'm gonna stay home and work this one. I am gonna go to Mexico in June though, to Puerto Vallarta area and do a little surfing, but I'm not gonna go back in August. They're gonna go back again in August, and old Dave's gonna stay home and work. And CC the cat. Oh, Great Davis also raised car registration. Well, hey, man, all you guys voted for that gas tax they slipped in the car registration. That's why I don't have 2 motorcycles. So to register my motorcycle every year in California is $300 a year. So I wouldn't do it. I only got 1 bike because I'm not going to give them $600 a year for 2 motorcycles. That's just stupid. And then if you want to get a new car, like, I don't know, we were looking at the Ford Broncos. Those new ones look pretty cool. But here's the killer, or even a Chevy truck or something, or even a van. Like if you wanted to get a van and make a surf van. If you buy a brand new car in California, your registration's going to be about $800 a year. I don't want to pay $800 a year on registration for a car. Just don't want to do it. So it's beaters. The vangina all the way. Oh, Mike Monda. I want to hang out with him on the stimulus. He's getting some coke and some hookers. That's a good combination right there. We could bring CC the cat with us. I could tag along. How many different styles 3-in-1s do you stock on the Vangina, Tim Kinney? Hey, I only stock the 210, man. That's it. And I've had 0 luck with the 410s. I've never had the little 1/3, 1/4 horsepower one ever work in my travels. Maybe it'll work for a day or two. The 210s seem to last. When I used to work at the shop in town, we were allowed to put those in temporarily and then get the OEM start components. Is how we would do it. And then since I've been out on myself, I've experimented with the 210s, the half horsepower ones. Like I'll use the half horsepower one on a 4440, and they seem to last. You can leave them on there. I got them all over town running right now, and they seem to be doing pretty good for me. But that's the only one. Chris is staying out of the 3-in-1 conversation. The YouTube police will get him. Dude, that guy came at me on my last video because I didn't show everybody the amp draw. So I had a compressor that wouldn't run. And I usually get my little start cord out to bang it. You know, it's got a push button and it takes the place of your relay. And I just went, what the heck? I'll just go get the 3-in-1, skip a step, and see if it'll fire off with the 3-in-1. Because some guys have made like their own test cord with the 3-in-1. So I put the 3-in-1 on there, and I get condenser fan. I didn't get compressor. And before I had put the 3-in-1, I ohmed the compressor windings out. So the compressor was cool enough to where the thermistor in the windings, it wasn't open, it was closed. So the motor windings were all connected. The compressor is just bad. And he wanted to see my lock rotor amps and to gauge up to make sure there's gas in there. So I commented back, feel free to come down anytime you want and gauge up and put your amp probe on it. Oh, dude, I was like, yeah, come on. You can drive up here 8 hours, and anytime you want to check in, you can put your gear on. Oh, man. Oh. $274 a year van registration in Connecticut, Scotland. Yeah, Connecticut, California, close. I'm trying to think. My van's old. It's a 2003. And they're probably getting me for $180 or $200. James Brown, I'm boarding up my house for the Chavin Trail with the stimulus. I can't. Maybe that's supposed to say stimulus. Dave, so when are you going to fix the ABS light on my Astrovan? I'm not. It's the module. So the solder connections on the ABS module is real common for those things to get goofy. I'm just not going to fix it. I really don't want to pull it out of there and tinker with it. I might when it goes in for the 100, I only got like 87,000 miles on that van. When it gets to 100 grand and I take it in, I might have Josh the mechanic just change it out, because I got to do the 100,000 mile service on it then. Chris is still laughing about the whole thing. Oh, that's hilarious. I put a 3-in-1 on a compressor's temporary. Yeah, that's how we used to do it. It was a temporary deal. I've just been leaving the 210s on there. I wanted to see. I got the liberty to where I could go back to the customer on my time, doing my own thing. So I put those 210s on there going, well, if it screws up, I'll get them the right parts and I'll make it right for them. But they've been hanging tough for me. I mean, matter of fact, when I'm out on my travels, I'll try and videotape some of the ones that have been in there for a long time and see if we can find the install date and see how long they've lasted. But like I said, it's usually I use that 3-in-1 on those makeup tables where it's a little 4440 or a 4430. The 210 seems to handle that size compressor. I don't think I've ever put them on anything bigger. I just basically use them on those little makeup tables. And they seem to work okay, and that's about it. Sharky runs the 3-in-1 till the compressor dies. Yeah, usually when we're putting those 3-in-1s in, it's getting to be at the end. Anyways, it's got some life on it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm barely getting... If the customer gets 7 years out of a compressor, they've probably done pretty good. And then, of course, I had that video where that 14440 was 26 years old. That was on an old Randell. And that was the old style. But it seems like usually what I find, our kitchens don't have air conditioning where I'm at. So summertime, the kitchen area is hot as hell. Condensers never get cleaned. Evaporator leaks. So they're low on charge. Plug condenser. You get the dead compressor. So you go out, you find the compressor dead, you gauge up on it. It's basically you're going to sell them a rebuild. You know, they need a compressor, they need an evaporator coil. So it's a rebuild. It's a coil, a cap tube, and a compressor, usually. And probably about 7 years is what I'm averaging. And I think they did good. Now, a lot of them are buying those Atosa units now, those Chinese refrigerators. And I had one customer break it down to me. He broke it down to me pretty darn good. I'm like, why do you keep buying those? And he goes, if I can get 5 years out of it, he goes, it's worth it to me. He goes, he gave me a dollar number. So he's paying like $1,800 for a little makeup table. So he says if he can get 5 years out of $1,800, you'd have to do 5 divided by 1,800, and that's his yearly fee. He could live with that. And I was like, wow, okay. And it made sense. I was like, that makes a lot of sense. And they're going to keep buying those. Yes, they are. They're going to keep buying them. Oh, let's hear Shannon. Shannon, my Astrovan was a 2002. I drove that thing into the ground. Mine looked exactly like yours on the inside. Wow, all right. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, pretty good. All the new reefer units break 2 times a year now. Yeah, it's man, the quality of everything's gone down. Furnaces, water heaters. Oh, brother, water heaters. I work on a lot of water heaters at my day job. I do like the Takagis, the Japanese ones seem to do pretty good. The on-demands, we've had pretty good luck with those. The Renais and some of the other ones. That's what I like to say about those. The old Takagis. Not bad. Not bad. Let's see. Hoshizaki engineers broke off and started their own refrigeration line. Oh, man. Let me know what that one's called. H10 Tech. The H.V.A.C, dude, H.V.A.C quality's gone down. Have you guys done a new H.V.A.C lately? It's not your old H.V.A.C anymore. But I mean, they gotta, everyone's trying to make a profit, right? It's all profit margins. Tony DeGlargo, hi from Connecticut. Hello, Tony. Eddie, you heard the news? Electrical with Zaza S. H.V.A.C refrigerators are a no-go, Felipe. You don't like those? The Danfoss compressors in there? And the current relay always fries up in those? How many of those Danfoss compressors on those H.V.A.C reach ends have you got up there and the compressor's not running and the relay's just cooked? I found so many of those. I found the R290 relays puking too a ton on the Trues. I guess that's a spark proof relay in there. I had a video on it once and I actually called True. I was like, hey, it has a little printed circuit board in there. And I was like, hey man, what's the check on these for testing them? Guy straight up told me on the telephone, there isn't one. Okay. Ran on my start cord and then they sent me the starting components. And those'll puke a bunch too. Shannon loves the Lennox units. I have good luck with the Bryant stuff. It's carrier. It's a lower line carrier product, but the Bryant stuff seems to be just fine. They changed the size of the furnace cases and the price went up with the ECM motors. So if you do a furnace change out now, it used to just be a blow and go. I'm talking about 80%ers. You could rip out an 80 in a garage and throw a new one in, everything matched up. You can't do that anymore. Now you're chopping and playing sheet metal guy a little bit. And the price went way up and the case size changed. There's a ton of the aux boxes are going in everywhere out here because you can get them. There was like a little lull finding furnaces and everyone's been buying the aux boxes. Aux box. You get Oxbox 80%er for dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. Had a bad thermostat board on a carrier rooftop unit. W1 screw stripped out. Oh, that sucks. Was it under warranty or was it an old one? Brad Lyles, Ream is the way to go. Yeah, RSD that I go to sells the Rude stuff. Rude Reams. About the same, right? RUDD. How do you guys say Rud or Rude? I never could get a straight answer on that. The only thing I don't like about them, man, is the furnaces are spark ignition. I really like the hot surface. Because I was thinking about when it's time to change out my Bryant, I was almost thinking of getting a Rude unit just because I could get it at RSD. I'd get a good deal. I still might do it. I haven't decided yet. But I'd rather have hot surface ignition than the spark ignition. Joe says it's Rude, R-U-D-E. Those old Ream units never broke. It seemed like customers that had Ream air conditioners. Remember the old square condensing units? They were like the shorter ones. Those things were bulletproof. Every time I got a call for one of those back in the olden days, I loved it because I knew it was going to be a solid unit. Those things were great. Scotland Heating and Air. I like them all when they light. That's epic. Danny says Rud. Joe says Rude. We're still confused. Frank Jackson. It's rude to say Rud. Oh, jeez. I still don't know what to say. The Ream Rude reps always pronounce it Rude. So yeah, Rude. Eddie says crud. He calls him crud. Oh, man. I hope I get a ton of AC calls this summer. We'll see what happens, man. Last summer, And we had like 3 real live heat waves for Santa Cruz, which we never get. So I'm on that coastal climate zone, and it's easy living, right? Summertime, it's going to be the marine layer sucks in, so the inland of California gets over 100 degrees all summer. The ocean's out here at like 56 to 58 degrees. When it does that, it sucks that fog in the mornings. So when I wake up in the summertime, it's foggy marine layer till about noon or 1 o'clock. It burns off, goes back out in the ocean, and I'm sitting with a nice little breeze and about 70, 75 degrees. Absolutely skating. Just easy peasy. And then it used to be you'd get 3 or 4 days of 85 degrees, and then the fog would come back for 3 days. And we get this cycle in summer. Last summer, the fog was going, I'm not coming. We're going to stay out in the ocean for a bit. And we had like 3 separate weeks where it got into the hundreds here, which it never does. And the place just melted down. And I don't know, maybe I was just in a funk and I wasn't filming. I can't remember. I'd have to go back and look. I might have just got too busy and just went, screw the videos. I'll do that sometimes. You know, I get a day after work and I got 4 or 5 in the hole. Probably not breaking the camera out. I just need to get things fixed. You know, and do the top secret vacuum, you know, take a little 30-minute lunch break and put the vacuum pump on my top secret micron gauge. And, you know, you got to keep moving, you know. The top secret 30-minute old-timer vacuum. Eddie, we don't have an ocean here in Tennessee. Super Dave. Oh, so you're just hot all summer. Probably hot and sticky. That makes good for the air conditioning calls. Do you guys, hey Eddie, so if you get an AC call, do you get late night calls for residential air conditioning calls? Where people actually will have you come out and you're like on call and you got to go wrench because they want the house to cool down? I'm curious about that. That'd be interesting. Tyler Roberts, what's up? Yeah. All right. Phosgene comes from unicorn farts. Everybody knows that. Shannon. Dude, think about how much burnt refrigerants we breathed in our days. Especially the refrigeration guys. Remember the old days you'd get on like a meat case or a vegetable produce case at a grocery store? And you'd pump that thing down as best you could. And this might even go back before we had to recover everything. Dude, I think we used to just cut shit, get in there, and start braising. And you would choke on that crap. That was the one thing I liked about the laws going in about recovery. Because you got to remember, when that was going down, I was a young guy, so I was like right out of high school. You'd be in there braising on that stuff, dude, it'd burn your nose. You're choking on it. We were dumb enough, dude, we would think we could actually blow like oxygen in there and make it better. We'd do all kinds of stupid crap. Because we didn't know any better. And, so the one good thing that came out about having to recover everything was you'd get in those cases and everything's just no more choking on the phosgene. Oh, man. Guys would be smoking cigarettes in the mechanical rooms after a unit let loose. Oh, just funny stuff. Oh, Sam Hollywood. My sense of smell is terrible because of burnt refrigerant. See? Oh, Eddie says, yeah, about the night calls on houses, but he's retired now. Oh, good for you, Eddie. Congratulations, man. Let's see. Singed nose hairs. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Jeremy Hall. Smells really acidic. Yeah, it smells terrible when refrigerant's burning. Scotland Heating and Air. People can't afford to have me come after hours for AC. Yeah. Well, think of it out here, dude. So we're all running Bay Area prices. The shop I used to work for to come and look at Grandma's heater now, just to come out to the door, is $150. So it's $150 to come out. I think it's $125 for the hour and a $25 truck charge. Now those mechanics are real good. They're probably going to figure out what's wrong with your heater and not be there too long, and the trucks are stocked, and they're going to, the shop wasn't killing them on parts too bad, like the flat rate book. We would get into a house. It'd be hard for us to get into residential, it's mostly commercial, but some people wouldn't want to wait, and we would always be able to come out that day usually. People would call around and get stuffed by the cheaper guys because they'd be booked for like 2 or 3 days. And then they'd call our shop. Kyle would send me out, and they'd be on you. So, oh, it's really $150 an hour, huh? Well, yeah. And then you'd find like the gas valve's bad, or even a hot surface. Say a hot surface igniter was bad. You know, he might have got them for like $45-50 for the hot surface igniter, and then the 150. We'd actually come out way cheaper than the flat rate guy. Maybe my tag was $300 for the hot service igniter, and the flat rate guy might have quoted him $6. You know, but they have such a good marketing tool to get in the door. Yeah, $75 diagnostics. Great, come on out. Oh yeah, your hot surface igniter is bad. Let me get the book. Yeah, it's right here. It's $600. And well, I always thought that was a trip. Gas valve and inducer motor changed out the other day. $1,200 with a $108 service call. Austin Clum. Yep, that's about right. I mean, it takes a lot of money to run a business, you know? That's just the way of the world. That's the way of the world. $108 an hour, that's fair and square, man. That ain't bad at all. Not bad at all. I'm all for it, and I'll tell you why. You have to pay the mechanics a damn good wage so you don't have turnover. You know, you want to keep the good guys. You don't want them going to the next shop or especially in refrigeration as you get older. And I've saw this my whole career. Hell, I kind of did it. Your body starts to get beat, and the on-call, and it gets to you. And then there's that little golden apple at the mechanical shop going, come and do rooftop units. I'm over here. And you start looking. Next thing you know, you're gone. And you're not in the refrigeration gig anymore. Now you're doing commercial rooftop units. I did that. And I did it for 10 years, and then I got up to the university, and then I started my refrigeration thing. And it's a trip when you go from one, doing refrigeration calls all the time and into the night, and you see that little, hey, I'll just go do commercial package units. It's a nice change of pace, that's for sure. Let's see. Let me get caught up on the chit chat. Oh, Shannon, are you talking about digital gauges? We could have a chat about digital gauges. I'm digging the probe setup. The more I think about it and the more I look at all I do like the look of the new Testo 550s. I think H.V.A.C videos, he has a tool channel now. He has a good video on those. But then I look at it, and it's cool. Everything's going to keep changing and getting better. But God, if you got a nice set of probes with all the probes, look at all the information you can get from MeasureQuick. And you got your touch screen right here on your iPad. And I'm digging it. Or on your phone, if you got your little phone with you. And the more I mess with it and the more I keep going, I tend to grab my analog gauges more than I do my 550s. My old 550s are still alive. I like to use them on startups and things like that, but the probes are it's a killer resource. I strive to do refrigeration like you, Dave. To me, it's way more interesting. Hampton Roads, VA, HVACR. It is. I like the refrigeration more than when I was doing the package units too. But I actually enjoyed doing residential heating stuff too. It was fun. You go out, you meet the dog, and you see the people, and you take a look at the unit. You end up crawling. Oh, my jacket just fell over. You know, you end up crawling through the attic. You should see where they put heaters in some of these houses. It's just, they design a nice house and then go, oh, we got to heat this thing. It was always fun. I always had a good time with it. But refrigeration, I have relationships with these restaurants, and it's a fun time out. You get to know the equipment. Unlike the air conditioning and the heating, you might go to the same restaurant 4 times in a month, maybe 5 times in a month. Maybe it's a different piece of equipment. Maybe it's the same piece of equipment. I find it to be interesting. Hey, one thing that's cool about HVACR, we could talk about this for a minute too, is I got into the trade in 1987, and I didn't know jack squat, and I was real lucky. You know, it's the one thing that's the same today as it was back in 87 is they needed people to show up to work every day. You need bodies, right? Luckily, the guys I worked for were willing to train me and then sent me to Refrigeration Service Engineer Society meetings. It wasn't mandatory, but I didn't know jack, so it was interesting. So that was my college, right? We'd go to the RSCS meetings, and then we took the training for the CM member. It was a study course. That was epic. And I've never been without a paycheck since 1987 because of this trade. So if you're new, if you're watching the videos and you're thinking about getting into it, or you want to do it, whether it's heating, air conditioning, refrigeration, or you're lucky enough like I was, I got to work in a shop that did all of it. We did heating installs, air conditioning installs, maintenances. This is when I first started, and we did all the refrigeration. And we had a restaurant chain. We used to take care of all the Lions restaurants. Plus, we'd have all the residential, all the commercial air conditioning. It was a trip, man. Talk about busy. I was a young guy. I'd get 20 hours overtime when I would be on call just for the weekends, not even including the weeknights. And I was making a boatload of money as a young dude. And if you stay focused and hunker down, this trade, I think it's the best trade. You know, we get to do like a plumber, run pipe, plumbing, drains. We get to be like an electrician. Actually, we learn controls. I think we do controls and learn electricity and how it works and how controls work better than most residential electricians, I think. So you already have a leg up there. You know, we don't have a leg up on painters though. Dude, I don't have the patience. Have you ever tried to do painting? The patience to cut in? Dude, I'll hire a painter every time. I can't do the cut in. I don't have the patience for it. Those dudes are the top of the food chain. I'm being serious. For reals, dude. The only thing higher than HVACR is a painter. No. Well, maybe. And but yeah, I've never been without a paycheck the whole time. And we've gone through some crazy recessions. Now there's times where the paycheck, the weeks got slow, but I was always able to pay the bills. All right, JCC 3279. Had to switch to my PC. Damn phone screwed up. Tyler Roberts, can't spell painting. Yeah, I was a terrible speller. Rats always nesting in the AC units in winter, chilling through thermistors. Oh yeah. Can you walk me through how the condenser on a walk-in works in the summer and the winter and affects the refrigerant and pressures and temps? Wayne wants to know that. I went from painting to HVACR. Danny. Yeah. Lino Montez wants to know union or non-union. Well, I got to do both. When I got into the trade, the shop I worked at was non-union. Later on, when I switched to the mechanical shop that did all the rooftop units, that was a union shop. I then left the union, and I have a day job at the university that's in a secretary's union. So now I'm in a secretary's union at my day job, And so there's no conflict of interest being in AFSCME. My union is AFSCME. It's an affiliation of state and local municipalities workers. So I could get my contractor's license and actually do refrigeration. So yeah, I'm in a secretary's union now, type thing. I always joke around and call it a secretary workers, but it's state and municip. How do you say the word? Municipalities union. So yeah. Do you have to wear a skirt to work? No. I don't. Do you own your house or did HVAC pay for it? Great question, Paul. I just looked up my mortgage the other day. I'm down to $148K on my house I owe. So, I think the payoff date is in 2029. 2029, by 2029 it'll be paid off. Unless I pay it off early. But, yeah, I just use the bank's money. You know, who knows? Union for hourly guys, but non-union for contracting. Simple as that. Jeremy Hall. That's not a bad way to approach it. Let's get back to let's see. JCC 3279. Thankfully, my house is paid off. Thanks to my late grandfather before he passed. God, I miss him. Well, that's cool. I could always go back and forth on paying the house off early. My mortgage payment's not very high for me, for where I'm at. So, and I always think about, dude, should I just knock that thing out? Or just keep making the little payment on it and use chunks of money to invest in other things, you know? It's always, I don't know, I always battle with that. Definitely, if I live long enough to retire, it looks like maybe I'll have the damn thing paid off before I retire, so that'll be good. So hopefully that'll work out. I just got a mortgage, 35 years. Got me by the shorts and curlies. Sam Hollywood. Refrigeration equipment tech. Interest rates are low. Enjoy life. Exactly. Yep. Why do I get a buzz when I drink draft beer, but never from a bottle or a can? That's a great question. I have no answer to that. I get a buzz if it's out of a bottle, a can. Shit, it. The rate I'm going, dude, I've turned into like 3 beer slur master. It's like, I used to be able to pound them. Dude, I get about 3 deep now. Dude, I'll be slurring all over the place. Remember that time at Scorpion Bay? 10-foot barrels. Yeah, 3 beers in. Joe's in. Michigan heating guy, what's up? What's happening, Joe? Just shooting the baloney, a little baloney shooting. Eddie's buzzing now. Eddie's got the buzz on. If you were not pressed for time, how long would you leave a R407C 35-ton crack unit on a vacuum pump decay test for? I think you could probably get that decay test. It should let you know pretty much within 15 or 20 minutes how you're looking. That's what I would be looking at. I don't think you need to go any longer than that. Now, as far as how long to pull the vacuum down on that one, you'd probably have to put your micron gauge on there and make sure it gets below 500. But I don't think you need to do the decay test more than 15 or 20 minutes. That's how I would approach it. See what it looks like. And, if it's got old oil, if you did a repair and it's got old compressor oil in it, the microns are gonna come up. There's no getting around it. No getting around it. Jim Sergi started 41 years ago. 143 sold last week. 96 1000, not a sinkhole. Thanks for the knowledge. What do you consider the replacement for 404A? Right. Well, we're hitting the 448A in my area pretty hard. The wholesalers are stocking it. They're stocking the TXVs. I've seen the company. There's a company over the hill that does walk-in box. They build boxes and install them, and they're going with 448A. I've seen all the reefer racks at the university got replaced. Those are all going in with 448A also. So that's the one I've been doing, and that's what I'm stocking on my truck. So I don't know what's going to happen if I get a night call somewhere and it's not 404 or 448. I'm going to be, well, I guess we'll have to fix it tomorrow, I guess. Or they're going to have to call somebody else. That's all I'm running right now. What do I think of the R290 stuff now? It's here to stay. Just everybody will get used to the ins and outs of it and working on it, and it'll be no big deal. That's what I think of the R290 stuff. I think the hardest part's weighing in the charge, getting it out of the can and into the unit accurately. We'll be able to, I think, as time goes on and we kind of understand it and get used to working with it more, we'll be able to figure out what pressures you're looking for when it's running and whatnot. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I think the biggest thing with the R290 that's going to happen is if you don't get to work on those units all the time and they bring somebody else in, what if they don't put in a spark-proof condenser fan motor? What if someone stuffs in a regular old thermostat in that unit? You know, those are the things you're going to find, and then how comfortable are you going to be with it being in that unit? You know, do you come upon it and someone put a constant cut-in mechanical thermostat in there? Maybe they didn't know any better. Maybe they did, and they just went, whatever. Do we leave it in there? Or do we go, hey, you need to spend some money and make this right because it has propane in it? Those are the things we're going to come across. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. And we're gonna see that out there. I came across one already. I told them I'm not touching it. Somebody left the Schraders in it and stuff. It wasn't one of my customers, and I wasn't feeling a good vibe in there. I did tell them I'd take it home and fix it here. When I gave them like a number not to exceed kind of thing, you know, hey, we won't exceed this much money. If I get it done faster, maybe it'll be less. Maybe it'll be this much. And they didn't want me to do it. They were going to go back to the people that had been working on it. Yeah, refrigeration in kitchens, right. The pressures do run close to R22. I've heard stories of guys taking the compressors out of the R290 units and putting 134 compressors in there and switching them back over. Everybody's going to do their own thing. It's going to be neat to Joe says just shove some gas in it. Let's see what everybody else is saying about that. Those R290 scales are cool. R290 reach-in with a gas grill on top. Yeah, every time. The Cook's Drawers units are going to be like that. All kinds of stuff. H10 says don't touch it. My eyebrows grow back too slow now. Scotland heating. Oh, that one made me laugh till I coughed. How old is too old to repair on a reach-in cooler or freezer or a prep table? Hampton Roads. You know, that depends. I think the old Charleston units, the stainless and the hinges and the doors, you know, you look at that kind of stuff on some of those old Charlestons are holding up to time. I think they're worth putting money in and fixing. some of the true units, like the one I had on Sunday, I posted up that video Sunday. I'll give you guys a follow up on that. That guy didn't want to put a compressor in that unit. And that unit was from 2015. And then he told me he's got 2 more units that aren't cooling in 2 other stores. And he's going to buy new equipment next year, he said. Probably summer, at the end of summer. So he's not even going to fix that one. That one looked fixable to me. It was a 2015 True. Even if the evaporator had leaks in it, because that put it in that range. It was just a little single door, a TSS U27. The evaporator coil's about this big on those. I could have gave him a good deal to do a rebuild, but he didn't want to. You could probably do a coil and a compressor and a cap tube and those things a little bit cheaper than buying a new one still, I think. And then not having the hassle with stuff, but he's getting some new gear. I think you just have to take a look at the whole picture, when it comes time to when is it too old. The ones, I don't know if you saw the video, there's one at the Taqueria where they had the makeup table and it looked like it had already had a compressor, but now the evaporator is leaking. And it's so old, scrapper. Not even worth doing the evaporator in it. You get to looking at the whole structure, especially on those Trues, all the aluminum. I mean, do you really want to go and buy all the new aluminum for the guts? What shape is that drain pan in underneath there, the way True does it? Try and take a good picture and look at the whole thing and the age of it. And then it's like, I don't know, I think they're buying those small little one-door reach-ins for like $2,500. Maybe $2,200 it costs those guys. But now a lot of them are just going to buy those, the Chinese ones for $1,800. And that seems to be a way a lot of them are going. I just try to look at the whole picture to see when it's time for it to go. And that's hard sometimes for the customers to make a decision too. Nothing worse than putting a new compressor in some old beater unit and you tell the customer ahead of time, hey, you're rolling the dice here, something else could break. And then a month later the evap fan motor goes out, and they're just bumming. They're bumming at you. And you're like, well, hey, we talked about this. That gets funny. The bakery guy I worked for says it's cheaper to replace the whole unit with the Chinese ones before replacing. Hunter King. Yep. I was Hunter King I was talking about. I had a customer that broke down buying the Chinese ones. So if he's $1,800 for a makeup table and he can get 5 years out of it, he said the math worked out to whatever that was per year was worth it to him. If he could get just 5 years out of those. The one thing that's a bummer to me, and I'm not like a hippie or a recycle guy, but dude, at what point, really, do we start running out of materials? I mean, are we really going to be throwing away makeup tables in every restaurant in America every 5 years? Where do these things end up? Is the metal recyclable? I almost become a hippie sometimes thinking about it. It's like, God, if you had this really killer piece of hardware in the restaurant that we know we could put an evaporator coil in every 7 years and a compressor, that's better than changing out this whole piece and it goes, and it's going to the recycle thing or wherever the hell it ends up. I always think about stuff like that. You guys ever think about that? It's like, where are all these crappy reach-ins going to end up at? And then when do they run out of gear? Making them. Oh, we ran out of metal. We can't make them anymore. Sam Hollywood, we live in a throwaway society now. I know. Getting a lot of evap coil leaks on the Chinese ones. Yes, that is correct. Dave, it's called planned obsolescence. Yeah, I know. I understand all that. I was just wondering, are we going to run out of gear? Like, you ever hear the conspiracy on oil? Like, who was that guy? Fletcher Prouty. He was like, nah, they called it fossil fuels so they could keep a market up for it. That guy thought the oil regenerated in the earth and we're not going to run out of oil. I always thought that was interesting. I was like, shit, what a great racket. You tell everybody we're going to run out of this crap and keep the price jacked up, but the damn spout never runs out. I don't know. I always think of stuff like that. Buy them and rebuild them, then sell them back to the same client. Yeah, you could. I guess you could. The problem is with the Chinese ones is the outside housings and everything, they just rust and deteriorate. That's what I'm seeing. This is happening a lot with the hot side of the kitchen too. A lot of Chinese fryers are so cheap that they just toss them. Yep. In California, yeah, I am. The H.V.A.C HR24C single door. Good cost blows away true. Yeah, the H.V.A.C stuff is good stuff. All the metal goes to China and they make new equipment with it. Yeah, possibly. Oil isn't made out of plant material. Oh. Yep. Fryer pots leak, cheap stainless, and worse welding. Yeah. Mr. Green, how's it going? Yes, it's going good, Mr. Green. Cheap evap coils, thin copper pipes always leak. That's the problem with coils, right? So I was always told, I'll tell you guys a story. The old evaporator coils, when I got to the business, the return bends and the tubing in the evaporators, the wall of the copper was thicker, right? So they didn't spring leaks and they lasted. Then I was told, they went with thinner wall because it's more efficient. So you get more, better heat transfer. The efficiency's gone way up. And then I had the train rep. I had a bunch of those train Voyagers leaking like sieves in the evaporator sections all over, the condensers. He told me that they thought this was the next step after the high efficiency stuff. They thought it was because of all the recycled copper is why the stuff is just garbage and leaking now. Because it's been stepped on so much that the copper is not as good as it used to be. I've heard all those stories. What about you guys ever hear those ones? T-Tech, hemp seed oil. Yep. What happens if you bypass the liquid line that is coiled in the drain pan? Any ill effects? Yeah, the water won't evaporate and then it'll spill out onto the floor. You can bypass that condensate loop and then order up the customer an electric condensate pan that has an electric heater in it. That way the water will evaporate. That's pretty common practice. That was Tim Kinney asking that. There's really no ill effects other than the water. You got to evaporate that water somewhere is coming out of your condensate into that drain pan. I mean, if you had a good location where you could just take the condensate hose and run it to a floor drain, then you wouldn't need to even put in an electric heater in there. But a lot of people will take that loop out and install an electric heater. More electricity, less efficient. But that's pretty common. Yo, it's Dave. What's up? Parker Laney. What's happening, Parker? Shooting the baloney, trying to read some questions here. What kind of striker do I use? That striker I have, that blue one, I don't think they make it anymore. It's like a spark ignition striker. I've had that thing since 2000, maybe 2001. It's still going. It's never worn out. The next video I'll make, I'll try and remember and see if there's even any writing on it left who made it. Great. It was a great product. It's anodized blue aluminum, and it has a button on the end. Click, 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 and it lights my torch every time. And there's times where I've lost it, and I've backtracked, went back and found it, and what a feeling. I just love that thing. But that's the one I use. Efficiency goes up, but it ends up shortening the life of the equipment. JT, that is correct. Hey, Dave, will the state of California make it harder for you to run a side business with the new ABC independent contractor laws? No, I'm good, man. I'm a California licensed contractor. I'm all good to go, man. I have my insurance, my liability insurance, my bond. I play by the rules. It's really not that expensive to get all your operating costs together. The part's just keeping track of everything, to get a contractor's license is, you know, you gotta have your 5 years in the trade, so they have some minimum requirements. Some studying involved, and then once you pass the test and you get your contractor's license, you're required to have a bond. The bond's not that expensive, and then operating insurance. If you want to be smart about it, like where I'm at in a high real estate area, if I was to screw up with my torch and burn up part of a restaurant, having $1 million coverage probably won't get me very far. Having $2 million coverage, which still isn't that expensive every year to purchase, probably is going to help me out a lot better, you know, if I screw up and something has to get fixed. And that's why you have insurance. It's still not that, it's not that bad to have business coverage insurance, liability insurance. And then I also buy extra insurance because I have so many tweaker trolls in my area. My town's like freaking, you've seen the pictures of Seattle and San Francisco with homeless? Shit, come to Santa Cruz. Homeless mega. We make Portland, Oregon look stupid. So I got extra insurance for my tools. But they would only let me go so far because we have so many tweaker trolls. So I could only get so much insurance on my tools. They cut me off at a certain point. The trolls rule now. There's no laws or rules for trolls. Trolls have no COVID rules. They're allowed to go rip off shit up to $900, and they don't even get arrested here now. So you can go in the Home Depot with a calculator, up to like $899 worth of stuff, and you just get a citation. You don't even go to jail. Crazy. Do you have any videos about headmasters? You know, that's a great question. I don't know if I do have any headmaster videos. I had that FLIR 1 that plugged into the iPhone for a while. Don't buy that product. That's a piece of junk. The batteries in them puke. The Seek one, the picture's not as good, but it's a better product that plugs into your phone, and it'll last. And I think I did have a video with the FLIR and the headmaster. They're real simple to understand, and it helps if you see it. There's a lot of guys that have videos on YouTube. If I don't have one, I just can't remember right now. I might. There's not much to those things. They're real simple. And with the FLIR, I'm pretty sure I have a video on my channel somewhere with the FLIR where you could actually see the flow of the refrigerant through it with the infrared. And I remember filming that. I really do. But I don't know how many years ago. That would have been 2 or 3 years ago back on my videos. And basically, if your head pressure, they'll have a rating. I'm going to try and do this blue collar as best as I can for you real quick. There is a head pressure rating on your headmaster valve. The gas comes off your discharge line of your compressor into the valve. It's either going to go send it through the condenser or it's going to bypass. There's a pressure rating on there. If the ambient gets so low and your condenser fan's running, your head pressure, say it's 180 degrees, or pardon me, 180 psi, rated head pressure valve, and your pressure gets below that, it's going to bypass. It's going to bypass some of the gas from the condenser right on out to your TXV or to your receiver. Usually we have receivers on our refrigeration units. And it's not a complete shutoff. It kind of mixes a little bit, but it's bypassing. When the pressure gets above the 180 because maybe the outside temperature warms up or whatever, and then it's going to send the gas right back through that condenser. And that's basically it in a blue collar way. Real simple. And I'm pretty sure I had the FLIR on one of those videos. I need to get another one of those. That's a good little tool to have. But the FLIR, I think it was called FLIR 1, and they're on their 3rd generation. But the problem with the FLIR is it has a battery in it. When the battery dies, especially if you don't use it all the time, it pukes. The Seek, SEEK brand, there's no battery in it. It runs off your phone's power. And I think it's just more reliable because we're not going to use it all the time. The thing's going to sit. It might sit in your van for months. And the problem with the FLIR one, the battery, something in the logic on the batteries. Guys have been able to bring the battery back in that thing that know about batteries and tricks and tips. Mine never came back, so I just parted ways with it. But that's the story on the infrared. The infrared and the headmaster. Felipe likes headmasters. Let's see. I'm trying to get back on the questions. Where the hell was I at? I lost my spot. Let's see. Trying to catch up. Let's see. Oh, I'm failing. Oh, come on. Get it together, Dave. Have you ever fixed a micro channel coil? No. The ones I had that leaked so far have been under warranty, so I was able to send them back and change them out. I think I got videos of that. That was York air conditioning. I've had good luck on the little micro channel condenser coils on the refrigeration units. Haven't been leaky like the AC ones. I do have the rod on my truck when it's time to give it a try. I do have the aluminum welding rod. But I haven't had to actually burn on one yet. I've been real lucky. I have theft insurance for my tools. A 9mm. I go 40 caliber, Scotland. I'll tell you why I went 40 cal. Because all the government institutions, those cats, most of them are all running 40s. So if the shit ever did hit the fan and you're out there having to scavenge your bullets, hopefully my shit'll match up. If it ever, the proverbial poop hit the fan. So I went 40 cals on my gear. And I got big old hands, big old mitts. So the snap for me is not that bad. Have you ever fixed a microchunko? Yeah, okay, that's right. I'm catching up. Felipe just uses the temp gun. Yeah, the temp gun's bulletproof. The temp gun does work, Felipe, and I should have brought that up. That's a great comment. The little laser beam temp guns, they work. The infrared thing was, I played with it. I wasn't that stoked. I got the wrong one. Old school guys used to bypass them. Yeah, headmasters just act as a load. My liability insurance carrier lady said it does not cover for damages you cause by negligence or work mistakes. Liability only covers for things like your customer tripping over your power cords. Interesting. I think when I talk to my insurance people, maybe that's why I pay what I pay. I made sure it's in there if I screw up with the torch or shit like that. Hopefully they didn't steer me wrong, because that would really suck, right? So I don't even know if my policy says liability. Has different wordings on it. Because I have one that's $1 million umbrella for stupid shit, and then I have another one that's my business insurance. It's so I could work at the mall. Like, to work at the mall, you got to have $2 million minimum. And I had to get the requirements. I had to take the requirements at the shopping mall, back when we used to have shopping malls, to the insurance, make sure I had all the right coverage. And then we put the policy all together to make sure we could cover that and the restaurants and stuff. That's something I need to look into, though. That's good. That was a good comment. Homeless is not a joke in Gilroy also. Yeah, it's everywhere. I don't know what they're going to do with those dudes. Here they're all on dope. So whoever's selling the meth and the heroin is just cleaning house. Dave, you still using the Testos, Felipe? Yeah, I use both. Hey, that's what's cool about Measure Quick. So you can use Testo and Fieldpiece probes together at the same time with the Measure Quick app. It's pretty silly. You can run your 550s on the Measure Quick app. The 550s that have the Bluetooth? Yeah. That's pretty interesting. I got 1,500 rounds in inventory. Oh, Joe just bursted my bubble. They're going back to 9mm. God dang it. I'm going to be the guy on the side of the road starving, throwing rocks at everybody. Oh, man. I tried. I really did. Let's see. Scotland Heating and Air. My insurance recited a house 20 years ago. Fire. Okay. Insurance, the way it's structured in the USA, is a scam. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Okay, this are you refrigeration mechanic or HVACR tech? I guess Neville Stir Victor, I kind of do both. Kind of both. I guess I'm a HVACR technician. Check your liability exclusions listing. It's long. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. I have it on my phone, so I could look up the whole policy on my telephone. That was a great comment. Exclusions list. Now we're all going to have to go look at our exclusions lists. See, you always learn something on YouTube. You know, YouTube is fascinating. Whether you make videos and post them, I highly recommend if you do that, read your comments. You'll learn so much from your commenters. It's epic. You guys are amazing. Yeah, same for BMW if you have 3 million coverage and 1 million for each vehicle on site. Do you think the H10 Pro can compete with the Inficon 400 series like 410A? Absolutely. I absolutely think on the 410A, the H10 Pro can compete with the Inficon. I'll tell you what though, that little SLR8 field piece leak detector, even though it's squirrely, you get used to using it. That thing's pretty damn sensitive. But I got videos where it doesn't pick up stuff and the H10 does. Same with the Inficon. I had one with the Inficon with 134A where it wasn't picking up the leak in the evaporator, but the H10 would start to speed up a little bit. And the H10 still beat it. Although the first Inficon I had was a dud, the second one they sent me has been working. I'm pretty satisfied with it. And then they sent me the Stratus. I probably should put it on the videos more, but dude, I don't know, man. I'd have a hard time telling someone to spend $900 on a leak detector when you could get the H10 for $500. And you can get that field piece leak detector. How much they sell that for? $250? It's squirrely as hell though. It's a hit and a miss. It's weird. I don't know. It's a trip. The H10 to me is still the best leak detector. The Inficon works though. The Inficon Detect 3 for $400, not a bad deal. Not a bad deal. Still not as sensitive as the H10 though. Joe Shayer, SLR8 works great on 410A. That is correct. That little leak detector is amazing. It really is. You have to get used to using it, because it'll go off if you move it too fast, or it'll do weird stuff. But when you get it dialed in to where you're working at and it's behaving, that leak detector is good. All right, refrigeration in kitchen. Canada is $35 to $45 an hour for reefer. HVAC is now up to $50 an hour. Yeah, Bay Area is like that. So it's the union strong, very strong out here. So I'm like 26 miles from the Silicon Valley on the coast. So I'm the beach play town for the Silicon Valley. This is where they all come. We have the boardwalk. They all come over here and play on the weekends. That whole Silicon Valley, it's union diehard from San Francisco to San Jose. And I'm not kidding you when I tell you this. But the pipe fitters union and the sheet metal workers union, I think those guys are at $71 an hour now. No bullshit. That's the total package. 71. Not the boss's package. That's on your paycheck. And then on this side, we call it the hill. So you got the Santa Cruz Mountains. On our side of the hill, our union pays, we're usually 13 or 14 bucks behind those guys. So if you get dispatched from Santa Cruz and you get to work in San Jose or anywhere in the Bay Area, you get San Francisco wage. And then you get a rift in the shop. Like, hey, Dave's been going over the hill a bunch. I'd like to get some of that money too. Send me over there. You know, get a little rift in the shop because now you're making 13 or 14 bucks an hour more than your coworker because you got dispatched over the hill. And on this side of the hill, I think those dudes, they're creeping up on almost 60 bucks an hour here in the union. So it's a whole nother ball of wax here. It's crazy. Hampton Roads, VA, H.V.A.C.R. You're the man, Dave. Keep up the videos. I learned a whole lot watching you and H.V.A.C.R. videos. Well, thank you very much, Hampton Roads. I appreciate that. Average home price where I live is $800,000. Steve Longren. Yeah, Steve, it's like that here. So here in Santa Cruz, my neighbors right up, it's this, you know, I live in this little tract of like 15 houses. I had two neighbors during COVID sold their houses for $1,050,000 each for the same house I'm sitting in. Unbelievable. One moved to Idaho, and I don't know where the other guy moved. I didn't ask. So, it's crazy. Scotland Heating and Air. Thank you. Oh, thank you, man. UK is terrible pay and high tax. Sam Hollywood. Where are you at in the UK, Sam Hollywood? I'll tell you my UK story. I just want to know which part of the UK you live in, and I'll tell you my United Kingdom story. CC the cat, and the union share is 69 bucks. Who uses leak detectors like a torch and see what goes wild? Dave G. Hey, Dave G, when I started, it was a torch. It was the halide torch. Had a hose, this little copper disc in there, and a flame, and when the flame turned green, you found your leak. It was epic. I just left the union last year. It was 50. Yep. Why do I stay residential? Need to level up. Dave G, only on R290. Me heating guy, 250 to 300K in Michigan. Oh, is that the house prices, Joe? Shit, that's pretty damn good. Oh, Sam Hollywood's in the northeast of Newcastle. All right, Sam Hollywood. So my UK story. Northeast, not too bad. My mom's from Nottingham, England. She's still a British citizen. My dad was in the army here in America. She was out here in the 60s when they hooked up. And my dad went to Vietnam to the war. They were all trying to be hippies in San Francisco. And so I was born here, so I'm an American citizen. But my mom's still a British citizen. She never became a citizen. And yeah, she's out of Nottingham, England. She's still alive. And my grandma, her mom's still alive. My grandma became a citizen, and she's still alive, living out here. She's 93, and she has killer stories when they used to get bombed by the Germans every night in the UK. So that's a trip. That's my Sam Hollywood. That's my UK story. Mikey, go industrial. The HVAC guy at my job gets mad at me because I always tell him, That's not how NorCal Dave does it. Jason Joyner. That's funny, bro. Oh, dude. Use those flamethrowers. Instant leak finder. I knew Dave reminded me of Austin Powers, Joe Shayer. Oh, dude, that's hilarious. Oh, man. Green flames. That's what I learned on. Yep. Refrigeration tech. Equipment. Dave, I actually got a flamethrower thing from Amazon to light the charcoal grill. It's awesome. Was that the one that Tesla makes? The Tesla flamethrower? Wouldn't the sensitive thermal be a great leak detection device? I don't know. Maybe. Man, I drank 4 beers watching you, Frank Jackson. Oh, I don't have any beers right now. I didn't even drink. Well, I did have. So yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. I did have 1 glass of whiskey. I posted it up on the Instagram. Put a lime in it. Tastes damn good. Never done that. I don't know why the bartender put the lime on the side of my glass. But I had like a whiskey on the rocks at Jameson's. And she put a lime on there. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to squeeze this thing in there and see what happens. Not bad. Not bad at all. I still have a tool shed full of those torches. Dave G. But yeah, I didn't drink no beers. I didn't have no Irish flu this morning. That's what you call a hangover after St. Patrick's Day. What do you call a hangover after St. Patrick's Day? The Irish flu. Ta-da. Oh yeah, where's it at? Yep, that's it. That's the one. That is the one. That is the one. Trying to think of what tools I have in my van I don't use that much. And but you got to keep them on the van. Is like your tubing benders. I have all the size tubing benders. I think I've told you guys before, I never learned to run soft copper line sets. And I'm usually by myself, and then it just turns into a disaster. So I always run ACR pipe. It's just easy for me because I know how to do it. So I keep all the benders on my truck because you never know what you're getting into, right? So I got from 7/8, 5/8, half-inch, quarter-inch, 3/8 benders on my truck. It takes up a bunch of space, but I like to use them. And I kind of put myself in a place where I can get away with that because I'm not on the boss's bid. I'm on my bid. So if I want to take my time and do like a really nice artsy-fartsy line run, I already know what I bid the job for. If I take my time and do it, I'm the one losing out. My boss isn't, or my company's not losing out. So it's different. And I forget about that sometimes when I'm doing videos. Dude, I remember being like, you're out there in the truck for your boss. It's going to be a hot day. You rolled out of the shop with like 4 calls to start. So you got 4, you got your game plan going. We always had the luxury of making our own schedule type deal. Like you could triage the calls you got, right? So I got my first 4 calls. All right, this one I need to get to right now. Then we're going to go here. Then I'll go over here. Then I'll go here. Well, by the time you pull up to the first one, back in the day, either the pager would go off or we actually had the old radios in the truck. Hey, Mac, when you get done where you're at, I got this hot one for you. You need to go there next. All right, cool. So now your schedule just got more changed up. By the time you got done with that one, so now you're already on number 3. You got the hot one the boss gave you. Pager's going off. Hey, you need to go check out this one next because all these hot calls are coming in. The 4 you had were people they've already put off that were going to wait. By the end of the day, you're like 10 or 12 calls deep. It becomes a marathon. It's just like you're humping. And then it's like, yeah, you wouldn't have time to get artsy-fartsy with some tubing bender and the line run thing when you're all stacked and packed. So it's a trip. It's a trip when it gets busy. Are you guys looking forward to those days coming? I'm sure they're coming soon. Probably the switch will hit from cold to hot like nothing. Do you have the spin swedging bit set? Major godsend. Tyler HVAC Tech. Yeah, I bought some. And then in my video where I first got them, you got to go find that video where I did that compressor change on. I just bought those spin-ins. My dumb ass is holding the pipe right here. You know what happens with those spin-in bits, right? Dude, that was hot fire right there. Dude, all this got torched. Just absolutely funny. Then you learn, hey, next time put some gloves or grab the channel locks. Don't grab right here when you're doing your spin-in. Spin-in swage. Oh, dude, it was... spin stage. Need that overtime. Oh, man, I was torched. Then you do it all over again tomorrow, Joe Shayer. Yeah. Then you grab it again the next day because you forget. And you got hot fingers. Oh. I always worry about copper splintering down the pipe on those spinners. Yeah, I've thought about that too. That could happen, I guess. But dude, it's so nice having that swedge in 2 seconds. Oh my gosh, those things are, I don't know, they're nice. Yeah, Tyler, hot as F. No doubt about it. Those things get so hot. I melted them. Melted the fingers. It's in the video. It was on a compressor change-out video I did. Oh, man. Melty fingers. I never had an issue with them besides the pipe burning your skin hot if you're not wearing gloves. Yeah. I have a little bit till AC season opens up in Michigan. Yeah. We hit a cold spell. We got a couple storms off the coast. It's cold and rainy here. It's been cold for a week. Well, cold for us, maybe 40 degrees overnight. Maybe it hit 39. And then the high in the 50s and just rain. So, it tuckered down a bit. I did a okay, here we go. Super HVAC tech. I did a super tech move the other day. Left my meter at the last house next town over. Luckily, I was able to diagnose a cracked igniter, replaced it, and let it run for 10 minutes, then ran away. All right, the question is, though, were you able to go back and get your meter back? Have you retrieved that thing? HVAC ice cream guy, I bought those cheap Amazon ones you mentioned. They're pretty good. Yeah, I bought those because they fit in the impact. The other ones, the fitting on the back it's just a piece of straight metal to go in a drill. And those ones off Amazon have the little clip in for your impact. And I'm running that Milwaukee Fuel impact, just the 12-volt one, but it has 3 speeds. So I just run it on high speed with those things, and it's been working pretty good. Yeah, the impact. Yeah, exactly. Because you always got your impact. I mean, how often do I break my drill? I'll use the drill. I'll break my drill out when I got to get the unibit out, like to mount a thermostat somewheres, and I'm drilling to get the knockout for 1/2 inch. I don't really use the drill that much. I use the impact for everything. And I really, honestly, doing service work, I'm not like an install guy or a construction guy, so the 12-volt stuff, it really hasn't let me down. I've even chopped 4x4s. Oh, check this out with 4x4s in California. Pressure treated. My buddy's, his parents' fence blew over in this big windstorm we had, right? So the homeowners kicked in and they got their fence repaired. Well, the contractor left behind all the pressure treated wood. They took all the fence boards, but all the old pressure treated crap got left behind. So he loads it up in his truck and goes out to the dump. Well, guess what? California doesn't take back pressure treated wood anymore at the landfills. So now he's got a truck full of pressure treated rotten 4x4s and broken 4x4s and nowhere to dump it. There's no place that'll take those damn things right now in California. Brutal. Pressure treated lumber. I told him to go drop it off where all the homeless guys live and tell them it's firewood. I'm kidding. That was a joke. I'm sorry. That was just a joke. Mike Martin, I miss NorCal so much until I hear stories like that one. Oh, man. Wood up, 135% cost. Oh, I bet. Burn it. Joe's like, burn it. Yeah. Yeah, they don't want that stuff for the landfill. Super Tech song is the jam. That's a good one, huh? The Super Tech song. How many times have you spilled the yellow jacket flare swedge? It work, but I'm always picking up the damn parts. Oh, yeah. So Advanced Basher's talking about, I have that old school yellow jacket. You guys probably have it too. The swedge Schwartz flare kit, where the pieces will screw in, and then you got your block and the driver. Yeah, and it's in the blue thing and it spills out everywhere and you're picking up all the parts. Yeah, I've done that quite a few times actually. Quite a few times. Thinking Steve, fire chat. Here I would have a huge bonfire and let it burn away, Dave G. Lumber is expensive. Drop it off at my house. Yep. Yeah, that pressure treated stuff, they don't want no part of it at the landfill. They must have some chemical California doesn't want now. Maybe homeless can build a house without of it. Pressure treated lumber. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the good old pressure treated lumber. Those guys. It's not really a joke. You can't burn kerosene removal logs in the fireplace without a problem. But the trolls burn their styrofoam and blister packs from all their stolen stuff in barrels. That's very true. Very true. Do you stay away from doing service calls on big corporate chains? Dave G. No, I don't. I probably wouldn't film in there as much as I could film at the mom and pop places. But I've had some chains hit me up, and I've still fixed a couple little chain places. So yeah, if they call, I'll go fix it. I don't go shopping though. So the way I do my little business, because I do have my day job and stuff, I don't really go out hustling for work or putting cards out. I got a great circle that I work within right now, and I love all the customers I've had. And over the years, I've weeded out the ones I don't want to work at, right? And because it's a small town and all the restaurant owners know each other, the word gets out, and then I'll get phone calls from people that want to get in the circle and work. And if I get a good feel for it, I'll jump on it and do it. But I got such a good thing going in my little network I have that it works out great. And the main reason I'm doing this is to get the kids through college debt free is my master plan. So the daughter, I've done. The son's going to go to college next school year. And the daughter graduates this year. So I got to hit it hard for 4 more years having 2 jobs. And then hopefully I can knock that out for that little guy. Give him a head start in life without being all in debt. And then after that, I can see how I'm feeling. If I want to keep powering out or not, we'll see what happens. You know, we all got to have money to survive. But I'm not like, I got to go hit everything and service everybody. Because I'm in a way different situation than that. It's kind of neat. Hillmore Bender has no index marks on those shoes for Bend takeout. Scotland Heating and Air. That guy off 17 with the white trap needs it. Let's see. The reason I asked is they're so demanding. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the chains, you got to fix it right now. They call, they want you out there, and they want it fixed right now. That's very true. I can't film where I work. It's such a shame. Contracted with big chain, Sam Hollywood. Yeah, I can't film at my day job. I would have you guys the ultimate boiler and heating water wet side service channel in the world if I could film at my day job. And I'd also have Daikin, Super Tech Daikin frickin' videos daily. Oh, it'd be ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And there's we got killer old 50-year-old buildings running on pneumatics still. I could take you guys all the way from the air compressor where it starts with the compressed air. We have to service all those too. All the way through the controls and everything on a multi-story building that still runs off pneumatic. Old stuff. Fun as heck. Sometimes. But I can't film at the day job. So you guys are stuck with Hoshisaki ice machines and prep table videos. Hey, well, you know, that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. My company still works on buildings with pneumatics, Hampton Roads. Yeah, the pneumatic stuff's fun. Pressure treated wood has arsenic in it. Oh, okay. Clay Davis likes Hoshisaki's. Hey, Clay, to me, they're the best ice makers. If I owned a bar or a restaurant, I'd have Hoshisaki's over any other brand ice maker. Hands down. Yeah, they take longer to clean. For a service techs, they're a pain in the butt to clean, and it takes a long time to do the old scrub-a-dooski. And you got to get in there with scrubbers, or you can get the attachments for your drill, and you got to get in there, and they take hours and hours to clean. Compared to a Manitowoc cleaning, you can get in there with your scrubbers. You could probably do a Manitowoc in half the time. But, man, the Hoshisaki's, they just work and work and work. Samuel, yo, what's up? What's up, Samuel? It's not Jeremy Hall. Isn't arsenic from apples and therefore vegan? We're talking about pressure treated wood. I was told pressure treated had garlic in it. Love the ice golden green. Oh man, Hoshisaki plates last a long time. King of the Crease. King of the Crease knows what's up. He probably works on more of this crap than anybody. And yeah, the Hoshisaki's. Well, you know what's cool about the Hoshisaki's too, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but like in my area, these customers aren't going to service their gear till it breaks. Hoshisaki will keep making ice after it gets filthy. It'll still make ice. And the Manitowoc's, it's going to foul up and go bark at you. Hey, I'm not making ice anymore. Please come clean me. So the customers like the Hoshisaki's too, because they'll just let the thing go to hell before that breaks down and they call you. That's another thing they'll do too. A little Power Sonic Scrubber works good on ice machines. Scrub-a-dooski. Power Sonic Scrubber. I'm gonna have to look at that one. Chain of the Lakes. You might have just gave me the tip of the day from Chain of the Lakes. Refrigeration and AC. Float switch sucks on Hoshisaki, but great ice machines otherwise. That's interesting. I haven't had too many float switch problems on ice makers over the years. Blizzard ice machines aren't that bad. Not sure if you have them over the pond. I don't think I've ever worked on a Blizzard ice maker, Sam Hollywood. Don't drink the fountain drinks, ever. Suspect. I'm taking a dump. Well, let's hope it all comes out good and you got plenty of TP. Let's hope that all works out. Yeah, Hoshisaki's are good. It's almost a bad thing. Oh, Chain of the Lakes, refrigeration, and AC. I got the idea from you. Oh, so it was a NorCal tip of the day. NorCal tip of the day. The little Power Sonic Scrubber. NorCal tip of the day. I hate Jeremy. Coke, no ice, please. Dude, I've had some classic ice machine videos with some scuzz in there, and check this out, I got hit up by a production company, and so I don't do the YouTube to try and make a boatload of money or anything. I'm just having fun doing it, right? I remember coming up through the trades. I got real lucky and had a bunch of old guys that taught me a lot of the tricks that I share on the YouTube channel, right? And when I started watching the YouTube HVAC stuff, I was like, you know what? I think I could probably do some videos and share some of these cool tricks these guys, showed me. Maybe it'll help a few guys out. And so I go, all right, I'll start doing it. And I was like, yeah, I know I'm a goofy dude and all this stuff, But what the heck? No one else is just going blue collar about it, and has a poor grasp of the English language. I might as well give it a try. So I made the videos and everything's going good, and you guys are great and great response. I keep doing it. This production company hits me up, and they have like a real YouTube channel or like a TV show thing. And the lady emails me and she goes, hey, we're going to use a bunch of your video clips on these ice makers because we're doing this show about how dirty ice makers are or whatever. She goes, we're going to send you this form over to sign. And I was like, well, let me send it over. Let me read it. And it's basically they were going to use all my video, a bunch of my video stuff of these just filthy ice makers that I have. But in their thing, there was nothing in it for me. They weren't going to throw me a bone other than to promote my YouTube channel, which is cool. I told her I'd probably be okay with that, try and get more followers or whatever. You don't get anything for having more subscribers. It's all about view time. And so I was like, okay, I'm probably cool with that. I want to check out your show and what you use out of my videos. But then there's a paragraph at the bottom of their agreement, which I didn't sign. I ended up not signing it and told her to beat it. It basically says they own all your videos forever. And every bit of it throughout the whole universe and the whole world. And I told her, take that paragraph out and I'll let you use my videos. She wouldn't take it out. So I was like, nah, ain't going to happen, sister. You're going to have to go find somebody else's videos to use. And I stuffed her. Yeah, I think they were, I don't know if it was legit or they were trying to take over the whole YouTube channel. I don't know. But they were going to make some video about dirty ice makers. It was pretty hilarious. 30-ton MAU Aeon. I've worked on the Aeon units. They're not bad. Major distributor leak on the 4th Circuit. I'm hoping to shoot a video. Yeah, get that video fixing that distributor. Tyler HVAC tech. That'd be cool. I remember changing a bunch of compressors on Aeon units at the hospital for the company I used to work for. Oh, exposure leads to expansion, my man Dave. Montreal says hello. Yeah, well, I was for the exposure. I wasn't for the paragraph saying that they own my videos. It didn't just say, it said own, that this company shall own the videos, not only in this world, but the entire universe. It was this crazy legal thing in there, like to snatch up the ownership of all of it. And I was like, nah, I'll pass. I don't need to be a superstar because I'm a super tech, baby. Yeah. Super tech. Yeah. That's like the old saying, you get coffee at the restaurant. I'll get my coffee with a little cream in it, and they'll ask you if you want sugar, and you're like, I don't need any sugar. And they're like, why not? And I go, because I'm sweet enough. Yeah, baby, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Your channel should be much bigger. You're hilarious. Thanks, Sam Hollywood. Spread the news. I need to get some freaking service calls so I can get more videos out there. But I have a great video library. You go back, I got a ton of good videos. And then I mix in the stupid-ass Harley-Davidson rides and all the goofy songs. I try to have a good time with it. I think putting up the motorcycle videos kills my algorithm, though. But I don't care. Because they're looking at watch times, and then no one watches the motorcycle videos. So I get on this good roll where, like, things are looking decent. And then I'll post up one of my stupid vlogs on the motorcycle. And it just goes, the arrow goes this way real quick. But I don't blame you guys for not watching. But I enjoy riding the motorcycles. I'm going to make a bunch of videos on my trip to the El Diablo run. And I'll try and post up each day. Because I could download onto my phone all the way across the border and into Mexico. And we'll have a good little time with that. And then if, I'm going to blow the purple suit up. You guys know the purple suit, right? I'm going to blow that thing up with fireworks like Burning Man style. I'm going to try and put that together out on the beach there. And we'll see how that goes. I'll probably run around in it for a little bit with the Speedo on, and then we'll see if we can get that thing good and nuked with the fireworks. Dave G loves the motorcycle videos. There you go. See, I'll keep them coming. Love the Santa Cruz hat. I had one like that back in the day. Need to get another one. Dave G. Right on. B. Millwood. The old basic Aeons keep running. The new 100% fresh air units are junk. Yeah, everything new is garbage, man. Dude, I got a really, really sometimes fight myself to just go, why am I still doing this? You get new stuff and it's junk and it just bones you. And you're sitting there going, my goodness, this is terrible. You know, you get no support from the company half the time that makes the equipment. And then you just gotta grind through it and make it work, you know. It's, oh my goodness. Sometimes. Refrigeration tech, you gotta love the old time delays they use. Oh, you guys is chatting right on. How you find time? I've been trying, got lots of videos, but no time to edit. Super HVAC tech. I do everything on my iPhone, bro. I think for $5 you could download iMovie onto your iPhone, the editor. You go on YouTube, there's a million tips and tricks on how to use iMovie on your iPhone. I should probably make some videos for it. I know how to import the non-copyrighted music to your videos, to cut and splice and dice. You can get video from your GoPro onto your phone. Although I said earlier in the video, nothing films better than the iPhone. It does good. You guys are watching me off my iPhone right now. It does really good in low light conditions. It's super easy. There's a ton of settings you can change on it real fast. And the best part with the iPhone is it's already in your pocket, right? You got your phone on you for work or what, it does everything. I don't even go on a computer anymore. I have an iPhone. It's my computer. Emails, phone calls, looking at the Instagram, the YouTubes, everything. It's your television now. Half the time we don't even watch TV at home anymore. Everyone has their own show on their iPhone. It's crazy. It's your camera. It's your video maker. And you can edit. So check this out. On my iPhone, you guys will see when I'm on my trip. Well, it's also usually when I leave the job site for my videos, it's already edited on my phone. Then when I come home, I use my internet to upload it, and I just upload it from my phone right to YouTube. And one thing on YouTube that you need to do, though, is go to your computer. You can spice. So the YouTube Studio on iPhone doesn't have as many options as YouTube Studio on your laptop will have or your home computer. So once you get the movie uploaded, I'm giving you tips and tricks on YouTube here. Once you got your movie uploaded onto YouTube from your phone, go to the YouTube Studio on your home computer, and there's a lot more selections as far as monetizing and putting you could put the cards or the end screen. You can't do that on your phone. You have to do that on your computer. So at the end, you need to go to the computer and click buttons and do things. Oh, Clint Glasgow. Thanks, brother. Oh, I love your avatar, dude, with the alien. Have you seen those alien gnomes? So you can buy these little alien gnomes that look like Clint's his avatar. And if you go on Amazon and type in alien gnomes or whatever, and they got one, I think one sitting there is kind of like his avatar with the peace sign, and another one might be sitting there like, or she's standing and one's sitting. I want to buy a bunch of those and go hide them up in the woods on the trails where all the tourists go and just freak them out, dude. I would love to just do that. Find a way to get some quick cement so you can't steal them and just put them in there. That'd be epic. Lou Falco, dude, what's up? Thank you for all the great videos and tips. Oh, man, thank you so much, Lou. My pleasure. Mike R, yeah. The floats and magnets for mold. Oh, yeah, the float switches do get dirty. iPhone, what is that? A 12 or question mark? I still have the iPhone 11 Pro. I didn't upgrade to the 12. I just couldn't justify trading it in that fast. In a year? No, I got to get a couple years out of my 11. Let's see, Jeremy Hall. It's called House of Thunder HD. That's the Harley dealer over there in Morgan Hill. That's where I've been taking my bike for service. I bought my bike at Laidlaw's in Baldwin Park, but I go to the House of Thunder for service. Refrigeration and kitchen. If you're gonna go to House of Thunder and buy a bike, hit up the roller. Hit the roller up. Sales guy. Laugh out loud. My techs call me all the time asking how do I reset this ice machine. Oh yeah. Tell them to watch NorCal videos. I got the reset button on there. The code 3 beep. Beep beep beep. Yeah. Lou Falcon. Awesome dude. Alright, super HV Tech. Get some beers since rain sucks. Will do, man. We'll have to do, before I take off on my trip, I'm going to go down to the El Diablo run at the end of April. Maybe I'll do like a live stream while I'm packing the bike, and we'll crush some suds together, and maybe I'll get a little loose, and we could do like the Buzz live feed, pack the bike night. It'll probably be on a Monday, because I think I'm gonna leave Tuesday after work. We could do a Monday night after Chris is off the air. And we could pack the bike and have some beers, tell some lies. Nothing like having a couple drinks and telling some lies. Do you work on any H.V.A.C flakers out there? Clay Davis. Yep, tons. My day job's got every science building has about 4 or 5 H.V.A.C flakers. Tons of H.V.A.Cs. Great machines. I'm still loving the iPhone 6S. Got 3 of them for backup. Yep, the iPhone 6 was a good one. HVAC ice cream guys. Loving the super long life. Oh shit, have I gone long? Sorry guys. Mike, I haven't tried resetting the PCL. Good to know. Hit the like button, everybody. HVACR ice cream guy. Oh yeah, if you guys want to take a second and smash the like button, probably help me out a ton. I guess the YouTube algorithm likes the like button. I don't know. And I think even the down thumbs, you get something for that. Here I am with the Samsung A21. I'm not a cool kid. I've never used the Android operating system. So when the smartphones came out, this is funny. Our home computers was Windows, and I thought I was pretty decent at Windows, right? Never had an Apple product once. And everybody with the music stuff's all, oh, you gotta go Apple, blah, 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 blah. When you get your iPhone, go Apple. And I'm glad I did, because I got the Apple thing, and then it's in your pocket and you're playing with it every day. Well, dude, with all, music and videos and editing, dude, it's so easy and simplistic. And then, well, other than these things are supposed to talk to each other, like everything that's on my phone is supposed to go on here, but I probably haven't clicked the button right. And, but everything that's on my phone ends up on my laptop. I got a MacBook Pro, and it does, I have those two talking, and they will talk to each other. So everything I do all day long on my phone ends up on my computer. Really nifty. Love that. And now I probably don't know how to do Windows anymore. So, yeah, the damn iPhone. Clay Davis, the 5 beep, question mark. I've never came across a 5 beeper. I get a 1 or a 3. I've never came across a 5 beeper H.V.A.C yet. Interesting. Same here. All right. I had one iPhone, dropped it off a cell phone tower downtown Atlanta, and broken to 20 pieces, went back to Android. Yeah, I'm going to be honest about the iPhone. Even though I like it, and you can tell I'm stoked on it, you go back through my videos, I've owned 3 different iPhones where the camera started to do the while you're filming. And all 3 of those I had to send back and get repaired. So Apple tends to be fragile, a little bit fragile. And all 3 of those, I'm pretty sure I had in Otter cases. And I think on the iPhone 11, I had to send that in last year. And that was a known defect with the camera module or whatever you call it. But they did repair it under warranty. But it did make for filming. It was in October when it failed, when I was making those videos when I went to Arizona on the motorcycle. It was like it was on acid. It was all filming. It was a bummer. Yep. Do you take any factory training on any equipment at your work? We used to until COVID hit, but yeah, absolutely. And then through NorCal, I still do as much training as I can get. I'm a huge believer in that. Good night, all. Early morning, Scotland Heating and Air. Yeah, I'm probably going to sign off here in about 5. I highly recommend any type of training you can get whatsoever on anyone's product. It will absolutely make you better on it. But yeah, at the university, training is absolutely wide open to all the mechanics there. Well, until COVID hit. When we get past this COVID thing, then I'm sure we'll be back. But yeah, they'll let you take any training on equipment we have at that place. And we got tons and tons of stuff. Jeremy Hall's out. Good night, Jeremy. Good night, Scotland. What time is it in Cali? 5:44 p.m. The sun is still out for another hour and a half of sunshine. Well, today it's rain. Cloudy rain shine. I'm off. Peace out from the UK. Catch you on the next one. All right, Sam Hollywood, thanks for coming in. Thanks for all your good comments. And we'll see you out there. Sam Hollywood, everybody. All right, should we wrap this thing up for tonight? Thank you all for tuning in and checking out the live stream. Man, we had it up to like 100 and something people in here, which is amazing. Let's shoot for me getting some videos. You know, as soon as those motors come in the mail, they were getting UPS to me. We'll hit it up and we'll get some videos going. Or if my phone rings, let's see, tomorrow's Friday. If the phone rings tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday, I'll make a video and we'll get it up here. Thanks to everybody for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one. Really, really appreciate it. I never could figure out how to turn this thing off. Oh, mama.